Hey guys, Noah Johnson here. Today is May 15th, which is the beginning of Tourette's Awareness Month. Tourette's Awareness Month is a huge deal for me because when I was 16 years old, I was diagnosed with a disability or disorder called Tourette syndrome. It's a neurological disorder, which means it's a disorder in the brain. What it is it's a imbalance of the chemical dopamine in the center of the brain, and it causes these things called tics, which are involuntary movements and sounds. Now, involuntary and involuntary are two completely different things. Involuntary means I can control it. Involuntary means I cannot. Tourette syndrome is involuntary, which means I can control it. But, and what a lot of people don't ever care to look at is it hurts to control it. It's a terrible feeling inside of your body that is similar to an itch. Now, if you get an itch on your face or on your arm or on your foot, and you just sit there and you don't itch it for 20 minutes, it's going to just hurt, and then the itch is just going to be so much worse, and you're going to freak out. That's what it is. It's just inside your body. Mine, I don't really know how other people's feels, but mine is right down this center part and in my neck. And no matter what the tick is, I feel it right there. And if I hold it in, it feels like I'm going to throw up everywhere until I do the tick. I do a lot of hand ticks. I do a lot of these things, and my hands just do things, and I grab my hands, and I'll sometimes just touch my face or plug my nose. Sometimes I try to suffocate myself or talk like this, which is really difficult. I play with my left earlobe quite a bit. I flip people the bird, and I say things like stupid Jew, and I make sounds like or my loudest tick is probably something that sounds like a lot like a bear, which is and it's insane. Tourette syndrome is a crazy ride. It's not something I would ever wish upon anybody on this entire planet, not even my greatest enemy. It sucks. It's not an easy disorder. I don't call it a disability, I call it an ability, because I have the ability to sympathize with people who are going through hard times or hard things in their life. What else? I was diagnosed with Tourette's, like I said, when I was 16 years old. Tourette's is a hereditary disorder, so I probably carried it on from my mom's side, because my mom's side has some OCD up in there. I also have obsessive compulsive disorder. I knock on things a little bit. I've been diagnosed with OCD. I have ADHD. I have a sleeping disorder. I have an anxiety disorder. I was medicated for all of it for about 2 years, from 16 to 17, which doesn't seem like 2 years, but it was 2 years, I promise you. I decided to come off those meds when I was 17 because I decided to embrace the person that God created me to be. It sounds crazy to a lot of people. Why would you embrace something like Tourette syndrome? Because I wanted to. I wanted to be me. I was tired of being behind the film of drugs that those pills caused. One of my pills caused me to be in a really, quote unquote, drunken state. It was not fun. It was embarrassing. I actually once lost my leg. Like, it was still connected to me, but I couldn't find it on one of my pills. It wasn't fun. It was more embarrassing. And so I decided to come off the pills. Pills to me aren't worth it. Some people have worse Tourette's than me. I get that, and pills help them. I'll never say that, but I was told that on a lot of my meds I would never be able to drive. So I decided that's not okay with me. I want to drive. I want to be able to have freedom. I don't want to rely on other people. Now, big thing for me in this unashamed generation movement is to be unashamed. We're not only out here to make people unashamed of the gospel, even though that's our main cause. I want people to be unashamed of themselves, and by doing that, we have to put ourselves out there. We have to say we're unashamed of ourselves. I'm unashamed of Leroy. Leroy is the name of my tics. I developed the name in order to explain it to children, mainly my sisters. Leroy, the way I describe it is there's a little guy inside of my body, and he likes to do things every approximately 1 to 2 milliseconds. He just likes to do something, and I can't really control him, and he's trying to get out of my body, and I'm holding him in. The The biggest thing for me that I want people to know about Tourette syndrome, because this is Tourette's Awareness Month, is don't be ignorant. Don't laugh at us unless we give you permission to laugh at us. Don't bring people we don't know into the jokes if we do give you permission to make jokes. Don't make us uncomfortable. If it's obvious that we're having a bad tick day, it's probably not a great idea to mock us. Something about Tourette syndrome is that if you do one of my ticks, so like my friend Ashley, who you guys have seen in some of the videos on Instagram, goes "Rah!" all the time, and I have to copy it, or she'll go, and Josh goes "ha," which is one of my ticks also. I've given him permission. My friend named Allie, who tells me all the time that my ticks are adorable. Sometimes it's annoying. She knows when it's annoying, and I tell her, and she stops because she's a friend. But I've given her permission to comment like that. My friends, more than anybody, know that Tourette syndrome is not an easy thing for me, and that I'm not super proud to tell people all the time that I have Tourette's. Sometimes it's a requirement because some people look at me a weird way, and if I know that they're going to be spending a lot of time with me, they've got to know. I have gotten the nickname Twitch. It's on the back of my hat, as you can see right here, even though it's backwards. Twitch is my nickname, and I love it, actually, because it's something special about me. Now, I haven't always been unashamed of Tourette syndrome. I was super ashamed when I first was diagnosed. I didn't want to tell anybody. I wanted it to be out of the way. My teachers didn't make me feel very great. The medication made me feel like a loser. I just didn't feel like I belonged anywhere. I walked away from the church. I walked away from God. I was like, I'm done. Then my best friend Mikhail, who's the big muscular black dude in some of the videos, he's like, hey man, you want to come to my church, Tri-City Baptist Temple in Gladstone, Oregon? Just going to throw that in there. And he was like, yeah. I was like, no. That's a Baptist church. I don't want anything to do with Baptists. Westboro Baptist Church, y'all are crazy. And he said, no man, we're not anything like that. So 3 months later, I decided to go. First person I met was Ashley Fagler. She became like my best friend, not very quickly, but she did become my best friend. I really never thought that I'd meet somebody so much like me, even though she doesn't like to admit that she's like me. She is. Then I met Joshua Millard, who at first I hated. I hated Josh because he was friends with people that I didn't like. And then quickly we figured out that we were meant to be brothers. Let's see who else. I met Allie Nordby, who is altogether my best friend. Right now, we are grown up. We're growing up, and we're becoming adult best friends, like where you don't talk all the time. But last year, she was my rock. Over this past year, almost 2 years at this point, she has been my rock. And she has helped me through so much. And she has just told me so much about myself that I didn't even know. Let's see, Tyler Lenz, which is Mikhail's little brother. He's this little dude. He has learned so much from my Tourette's. He's learned acceptance. He's learned not to bully. He's learned that people are different. So yeah, I'm not ashamed of who I am. I used to be, but I'm not anymore. I'm not a victim. I'm not somebody who likes to say, oh, I have Tourette's, you should feel pity for me, because you shouldn't feel pity for me under any circumstance. I am who I am, and I love who I am. So right now, we're just me and Josh. And Ashley is part of us, Mikhail, Tyler. Tyler's the other dude on the box, by the way, that plays the cajon sometimes in my videos. We are literally just out here to spread the word. Not just the word of God, just spread you shouldn't be ashamed of who you are. I'm friends with people with autism, and they're not ashamed because they know that who they are is special and amazing. I have friends with spina bifida, and they can't walk, and they are on top of the world because they are who they are. I'm friends with OI, osteogenesis imperfecta, which is brittle bone disease, who love who they are. I'm friends with people with cerebral palsy who are amazing. Have you seen some of the people with cerebral palsy? They are amazing. I'm friends with a little guy with KCTD7, which is a form of epilepsy. and paralysis, I would say. And he is my hero. He can't talk and he can't move anything but his hands, but he is my hero. He is my strength. I mean, God's my strength, obviously, but he is just so strong. Let's see. I am friends with people with a lot of different things: blindness, Down syndrome. Guys, I know right now it's Tourette's Awareness Month, but this should be everybody's awareness month. This is Unashamed Awareness Month. We shouldn't be ashamed of who we are, no matter who we are, no matter what we do, no matter what our disabilities or abilities are, whether we can read and write or whether we can't, whether we can tell time or whether we can't. Like me, I cannot tell time on a clock. Never been taught to. Don't really need to, because we have these things called digital clocks now. Whether you're a four eyes like me, can't see anything without glasses, whether you are a snapback backwards because you have a scar on the back of your head that you don't want anybody to see, whether you have your love for yourself come from a beard, which I don't have. You guys saw that on Instagram probably. I shaved because, actually I didn't say why, but I shaved because I realized that I was tired of hiding behind a beard. I was tired of hiding my face behind a beard. I'm growing it back right now, but I shaved because I wanted to see who I was. Just, guys, more than anything, I want you to be unashamed of who you are. God created you so beautifully, exactly how you are supposed to be. And guys, God will never judge you for who you are, and you should be completely all for who you are because God created you like that. So I know I kind of just went on a rant, but I get super excited about being unashamed. I get super excited about Tourette's awareness. I get super excited about awareness in general because I have so many friends with disabilities that need awareness, that need people to understand that, yeah, they're different, but they're still awesome and they still have something to offer to this earth, and that nobody should be judged for the way that God created them. Guys, just remember that I love you, that God loves you, that Josh loves you, that our entire team loves you, and that we are praying for you all the time. Guys, God bless. Have a great week. Love you.